And yet you keep swallowing the bait?
Yep.
Why are you doing that to yourself? How about being heartbroken over what you're doing to yourself?
I think I am.
I know you are.
But I just
what?
get really emotional about it.
Of course you do, because you are feeling the result of what you believe to be true about yourself. But you can't wallow in the feeling. You have to get in touch with what you believe to be true about yourself to understand what it is you're doing, what it is you keep choosing to do.
Okay, well, I mean, I think probably I believe that I'm not lovable or something like that. But even if I know that, I'm not sure how to change that idea.
Well, let's examine it more specifically. You may be aware of the fact that you believe you're not lovable, but you haven't gotten down to the root of why that seems logical for you to believe. Why does that seem believable? That's another belief system.
Spread love, man.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the deep dive. This time, we're doing something kind of special for ya. We're diving deep into the material you sent our way.
Oh yeah, this one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's an excerpt from a Bashar channeling session.
No, I know.
Ever heard of Bashar?
I know channeling might sound a little woo-woo for some folks, but trust me, this is worth a listen.
It is. Bashar is this entity who says he's from a future civilization, and he talks to us through a human channel.
It's wild stuff.
Right. In this particular session we're looking at, there's this woman, she's seeking advice about feeling heartbroken and trying to figure out this whole attracting love thing.
Classic topic, right. But Bashar's take on it is anything but typical.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He doesn't dish out your usual self-help platitudes. It's more like he throws a cosmic wrench into your whole perspective on things.
It is. He really gets you thinking about self-worth and success in a whole new light. And even touches on some pretty mind-bending ideas about the nature of reality.
It's like a cosmic pep talk.
Yeah.
But with some serious, mind-blowing twists thrown in.
You got it.
We're going to unpack some of Bashar's key concepts, like, the whole idea that we attract partners who mirror our own level of self-love.
Yeah, that one's a biggie.
It is. And then there's this whole thing about pre-made agreements.
Yeah.
Like soul contracts that we supposedly make with other souls before we're even born.
Those pre-made agreements are a trip, but we'll dive into all that. Don't worry, we're here to guide you through it.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into the session. The woman, she starts off by telling Bashar about her heartbreak over this man who doesn't want to be with her.
Makes sense. Right. You go to a channeling session, you're heartbroken, you want to talk about it.
Exactly. But here's the thing, Bashar, he doesn't exactly offer comfort. Right off the bat, he kind of throws a curveball. He's like, why would you even want to be with someone who doesn't desire you?
Boom. Mic drop. It's such a powerful question.
It is. It's like he's holding up this mirror.
Right.
And making her and all of us really examine why we sometimes settle for less than we deserve.
Totally. He's not letting her off easy. He's pushing her and us, the listeners, to confront that all too common pattern of seeking validation from someone who isn't giving us what we need.
Yeah, we've all been there, right?
Oh, absolutely. At some point, we've all wanted someone who just wasn't fully available. It's painful.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes it feels like self-sabotage.
You hit the nail on the head. It often comes down to these deep-seated beliefs we have about ourselves, you know? Like we're not worthy of being fully loved, or we need to chase after love to prove our value.
It's a common trap.
It is. And Bashar is really good at helping people dig down and find the root of those beliefs.
Oh, he's a master at that.
He guides this woman to explore where this belief of not being lovable might have come from. And guess what? She traces it back to her family. Their beliefs about success were all tied to material wealth.
Ah, so she kind of internalized that, equating worth with money.
Exactly. And it led to this feeling of inadequacy, like she wasn't enough.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
How often we just absorb the beliefs and values of our families and society without even realizing it.
It's like we're programmed with this software from the get-go, and it runs in the background, influencing everything we do.
Totally. It shapes our thoughts, our feelings, our actions. It's powerful stuff.
And then Bashar points out something really profound. He tells her that those beliefs aren't even truly hers.
Wait, what does he mean?
He's saying that by accepting them, she's actually exercising control, not love.
Whoa. Control disguised as love.
It's deep, right? And it makes you think about all the relationships in your life and whether some of that love was really more about trying to change someone or fit them into a box.
It's a great question to ask yourself. Has anyone's love ever felt more like an attempt to control you?
It's definitely food for thought. But going back to the session, the woman, she admits that she wants this man's love because of how she feels when she's with him.
She's chasing that feeling.
Yeah, that experience.
Yeah.
And here's where Bashar introduces this idea that might just shift your perspective. He suggests that by holding on to this unrequited love, she might actually be blocking someone else from coming into her life, someone who could love her more fully and authentically.
Whoa. So it's like she's clinging to a raft when there's a luxury yacht waiting for her just around the bend.
It's a great analogy, right? Bashar's hinting at this idea of raising our vibration to attract what we truly desire.
Yeah. Like we got to let go of what's not serving us to make space for something better.
Exactly. It's like that saying, you have to close some doors to open new ones.
Perfect. But of course, letting go is easier said than done, especially when it comes to matters of the heart.
It's true. And fear plays a big role here. The woman, she expresses this worry about being too old to find love. And get this, she's only 30.
Too old at 30. Come on.
Right. Bashar just laughs it off.
Yeah.
He calls it false evidence appearing real.
He's challenging all those societal expectations around age and relationships. You know, the ones that tell us we have an expiration date for love?
Exactly. And I love how he reframes that fear. 30 is just the beginning. It's like he's saying, hey, you've got this. Don't let those limiting beliefs hold you back.
It's a message of empowerment, for sure.
It is. It's about recognizing our own worth and not letting external factors dictate our happiness or our potential for love.
Well said. And this actually leads us to another fear that pops up. The woman, she starts talking about this website she's developing with her father's support. And it's almost like she's afraid of succeeding.
It's like she's worried that success will have negative consequences or that she doesn't deserve it. Have you ever felt that way?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's more common than you think. It's like self-sabotage right before you reach the finish line.
Right. And it often stems from those deep-seated fears around success, feeling unworthy, worrying about judgment, or even the fear of outshining others.
It's a complex thing. But in the next part, we'll explore how Bashar addresses these fears and offers a whole new perspective on what it really means to succeed.
Pretty intense ideas about self-worth and love and, even the fear of success.
Right? Remember how the woman was talking about her website project and she seemed kind of anxious about it?
Yeah, it was almost like she was bracing herself for failure. Or like she was worried that if she did succeed, something bad would happen.
Like she didn't deserve it.
Exactly. And that feeling is way more common than people think. I know I've felt those whispers of self-doubt creeping in, when I'm close to achieving something I really want.
Oh, it's a totally human thing to feel. We often carry these limiting beliefs that hold us back from going all in on success.
Like we're scared of what might change, what we might lose, even how other people will see us.
It's deep stuff.
Yeah.
So how does Bashar tackle this whole fear of success thing? He's always got a way of flipping things on their head.
Well, he does something pretty amazing. He offers up a whole new definition of success.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
He tells the woman that success is simply being yourself.
Wow. That's so simple, but it's powerful.
Right. It completely shifts the focus away from all those external achievements and material stuff. It's about something much deeper, aligning with our true selves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
True success isn't about getting validation from other people or meeting some standard that society sets. It's about living in a way that's true to our values, our passions, our purpose.
Yeah. It's like that saying, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. When you're doing what you love and you're being genuine, the success just naturally follows.
Couldn't agree more. And what's cool is that Bashar then goes on to define failure as not being yourself.
So it's not about messing up or hitting roadblocks. It's about staying true to who you are throughout the journey.
Precisely. It's not about the destination. It's about becoming. It's about evolving and expressing our unique essence.
And remember how Bashar kept saying that worry and fear are false evidence appearing real?
Yeah, he really emphasized that.
It's like when you get caught up in picturing the worst case scenario. It feels so real that you start to believe it's going to happen. But it's all just a projection of our fears.
Totally. Fear can totally warp how we see reality. It blinds us to all the possibilities out there.
Like we're looking through these glasses that are all smudged with negativity.
Exactly. But when we let go of that fear, when we ditch those smudged glasses, it's like a whole new world opens up.
We become more open to guidance and intuition and even those weird synchronicities that pop up.
It's like clearing out the static so you can get a clear signal.
And that's where Bashar brings in this idea of pre-made agreements, right?
Yeah, those soul contracts we talked about earlier.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah.
He suggests that before we were even born, we made these agreements with other souls to have certain experiences and meet certain people.
Like we mapped out the key events and relationships in our lives.
It makes you wonder if all those people we meet, all those challenges we face, maybe they're not just random happenings, but encounters we planned before we even got here.
Right. And Bashar's big point was that we don't need to stress about missing these appointments. If we just relax and trust the process, those experiences will show up at the perfect time.
So it's not about trying to micromanage our lives or force things to happen.
It's more about surrendering to the flow and having faith that there's a bigger plan unfolding.
And that ties back into raising our vibration, doesn't it? When we let go of those fears and worries, we align ourselves with those pre-made agreements, making it easier for them to happen. So it's like we're creating this magnetic pull toward those experiences that are meant for us.
That's a great way to put it. And it really highlights how important our emotional state is. When we're feeling joyful and excited and grateful, we draw more of that good stuff into our lives.
It's not about sitting back and waiting for things to fall into our laps. It's about cultivating a positive mindset
Yeah,
and taking action when it feels right.
exactly. It's a dance between surrendering and taking action, trusting the process while also going after our goals and being open to new opportunities.
Which leads us to this really cool point that the woman brings up the idea of multiple realities. She asks Bashar if those pre-made agreements are different in different realities.
Right. Like, are there different versions of ourselves out there living out different agreements?
And Bashar confirms that, yeah, there are multiple realities out there. Some are similar, some are totally different. But he emphasizes that we have the power to choose which reality we experience.
So we're creating our own reality with our thoughts and beliefs and actions.
It's like choosing your own adventure.
Exactly. We have the free will to choose our path, to choose which reality resonates with us. And this is where that idea of being yourself comes full circle. It's by embracing our authenticity and following what excites us that we create the most fulfilling and meaningful reality.
Which is the perfect transition into the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore how to apply all of this to your own life.
We'll talk about identifying and letting go of those pesky limiting beliefs. We'll look at how to raise your vibration. And we'll dive into how to embrace those pre-made agreements that are just waiting to be activated.
Welcome back to the deep dive. So we've been through a lot, right? Self-love, limiting beliefs, multiple realities, all that good stuff. Even talked about those predestined soul agreements Bashar was talking about.
It's been a wild ride.
It has. And this deep dive's all about, taking what we've learned and seeing how it connects to your life.
Right. So let's try to bring these kind of out there ideas back down to earth.
Exactly. Let's start with maybe the most mind-boggling concept.
Yep.
Those pre-made agreements Bashar talked about.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes you think, doesn't it? About all the people we meet, all the ups and downs we go through. Maybe it's not all just random chance.
Right. Maybe we actually planned some of it before we were even born.
It's a trip to think about. And the thing is, Bashar said we don't need to worry about missing these appointments.
It's like if we just chill out and trust the process, those experiences will show up when they're supposed to.
Exactly. We don't have to try to control every little thing.
So it's about surrendering to the flow, having faith that things are happening for a reason.
And don't forget, this ties back to raising our vibration. When we let go of all that fear and worry, we're aligning ourselves with the frequency of those pre-made agreements.
So it becomes easier for them to happen.
Exactly.
Okay, but say I'm trying to attract a partner. Does that mean I just sit around and wait for the universe to deliver them to my doorstep?
Not exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot between surrender and action.
Okay. So I can still, put myself out there.
Absolutely. Trust that the universe is working its magic, but be ready to take action when opportunities pop up.
So maybe I join that hiking group or finally try that dating app, but I do it from a place of excitement, not desperation.
Exactly. It's all about the energy you bring to it. Bashar would say you got to raise your vibration to match the frequency of what you want.
And speaking of aligning with our desires, Bashar's definition of success really resonated with me. Being yourself.
Yeah.
It's so simple and freeing.
Totally. It takes all the pressure off trying to achieve some external standard of success.
Like suddenly it's not about the car or the house or the fancy job. It's about something much more meaningful.
It's about expressing who you truly are and living a life that feels authentic.
But that's not always easy, is it? I mean, there's so much noise out there telling us what we should be doing, how we should be living.
You're right. It can be tough to tune out all those external messages and figure out what truly resonates with us.
So how do we do that? How do we uncover our true selves and get rid of all those limiting beliefs that hold us back?
It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, your beliefs, your behaviors.
Yeah.
Really examine where they came from.
Like if I have this belief that I'm not good enough to go after my dream job, Maybe it's because someone told me that when I was a kid.
Exactly. It's about recognizing those patterns and questioning if those beliefs are really true, or if they're just old stories we've been carrying around.
So once you've identified those limiting beliefs, what then?
Start challenging them. Reframe them. Replace
Okay.
those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Do things that light you up.
Create an environment that supports your growth.
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. There will be bumps in the road, moments of doubt, moments of victory.
But the important thing is to keep going.
To keep exploring and never stop believing in your own potential for transformation.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listener to take away from all of this?
I think Bashar said it best. You are the creator of your own reality. It's such a powerful reminder that we have the power to choose our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions.
Yeah.
And those choices ultimately shape our experiences.
So if you're feeling stuck or like you're not living the life you want, remember, you have the power to change that.
Start by examining those beliefs. Let go of what's no longer serving you and embrace the possibilities that are waiting for you.
Trust your intuition, follow your excitement, and never underestimate the power of your own inner guidance.
It's all there waiting for you to tap into it.
That's it for the deep dive. We hope this has given you some new insights and inspired you to embrace your own journey of self-discovery.
Until next time, keep diving deep. And remember, you are capable of creating a life that is truly extraordinary.